Rise and shine, it's a brand new day. Ken and Ken take the stage, ready to play. Weekdays at 10, the cars and the scene. Coffee in hand, they're living the dream. Question in the voice, got the whole town awake. Bringing fire to the mic, make no mistake. Shows in the corner, spitting out facts. Dropping truth bombs, ain't holding back. Ken and Ken in the morning, feel the heat. From 10 a.m. CST, can take a seat. We live and loud, that break in the mind. Light up your speakers, crank up the sound. They're talking about life upside down. Opinions exploded like a sonic blast. In the studio, they're built to last. With passion and grit, they engage and ignite. Every single week, they're a force can't fight. From sports to politics,
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
Good morning. Welcome to another edition of Ken and Ken in the Morning. Well, it's Ken in the Morning, and maybe Joe, if he can get here pretty quickly, hopefully at some point soon. So camp has started, and we are getting ready for our first game Thursday night. So let's see. I'm still sharing this thing. There we go. A couple injuries already to be expected in camp. Of course, the clickbait is in full effect with players that are, oh my God, the season is over. Oh my God, they're terrible, to, oh my God, they've already won the Super Bowl. So this is the part of the season I really, really adore and love. It's clickbait season on steroids. I think I've gotten out to everyone that needs to get it. Yes, I did. Oh, here we go. All right, now we're ready to go. All right, so some minor news and notes from around the league. The Buccaneers' David Walker had an ACL tear during practice. That's not good for their rookie, so he's gone for the year. The Chargers agreed to an extension with Rashawn Slater. So another guy signed a little bit long-term to them. Actually, one that was interesting. It's the freaking Cowboys, man. They got a guy who's the heart and soul of their team, their defense, right? And man, it's like, oh, are they gonna get this extension done? Are they gonna get this extension done? Are they gonna get the extension done? Yeah, we're gonna get the extension done. And they go out and extend their tight end Jake Ferguson instead. What is going on in Dallas? Jerry just finds ways to try to lose and make a team hate him, I guess. Some more news on the Raiders, which I was hoping Joe would be here for this morning. The Christian Wilkins release might be more than just his rehab. He might have had an incident with a team member. They're not saying much, but they're saying that an incident with a team member may have prompted the quick release. So who knows what was going on there? But there looks like there's more to that story. And 49er fans, be happy you have an Apple. They have just signed Eli Apple to a contract yesterday. Last night, they signed cornerback Eli Apple. So don't know what that says for them. Good morning, Cam. How you doing out there in Arizona? The Valley of the Desert Sun. So a bunch of camp news, some injuries, some signings, the same old stuff. Thursday, of course, we get the Hall of Fame game. I don't expect much from it. It's a Hall of Fame game. So will we even see the second stringers? I don't think we'll see the starters at all. I don't know, maybe one series at best? Excuse me, 7 stamps or so? Coming back from a weekend is always hard on a Monday morning. For those going to work today, I feel for you, man. So, we'll see some football. Joint practice should be starting up, and we're getting ready for Hard Knocks with the Buffalo Bills. That's going to be fun to watch, too, if you like to watch Hard Knocks. I think Hard Knocks has gotten better over the last couple years. So it's been good to see some insight. But what are your guys' thoughts on what's been going on at camp so far? I know we got some very opinionated people like Luca and whatnot out there. Are the Vikings going to get it done with their rookie. Well, it's not a rookie. Technically, he's a rookie quarterback. And there's Joe. Good morning, Joe.
What's going on, dude?
Bro, I had news for you this morning.
Oh, yeah.
It has to deal with Christian Wilkins, his release. They're saying that really, there was a disagreement about his recovery, but there also might have been an unspecified incident with a teammate that might have actually triggered the release. Have you heard anything about that?
Yeah. Well, I've heard that. I haven't heard as to what that incident could be. There's, many people are willing to speculate. I'm not. There's everything from, oh, he stuck his finger in his butt to, I don't know, just to a fight, or to hate, or to, there's all kinds of speculation, but nobody actually knows. This is one of those things, the team has been very tight-lipped about it, and usually you'll get a leak about, somebody will find out, but even the people even the insiders haven't been able to find out what the incident was, but it's likely that there was an incident that triggered it, but it was kind of like the straw that broke the camel's back, because they had already been considering how they were going to go about voiding his contract since the OTAs, because he got injured last season in game 5, or maybe even earlier than that, and had a surgery, and then he wasn't doing his rehab right, and there was a complication where, it was a Jones fracture. They put a screw in his toe, and the screw broke off. It broke somehow, and so the Raiders wanted him to go back in and have another surgery to fix that, and he said no, he didn't want to do that. He felt like he could rehab it on his own, so he put off having the surgery for the whole rest of the season, and then going into OTAs, he still hadn't had the surgery, and so the Raiders are like, we told you to have the surgery months, and you still haven't had the surgery, and so there's no clear path for him to come back. I don't know, they were already planning on trying to void him, and then I guess there was some incident, and that was just you know what?
So here's my question with him, though. I mean, look, he's going to be dirt cheap for someone to sign. Who do you think takes a chance on? Because and here's the thing, I think wherever he signs, he'll turn it around, because that's usually 9 times out of 10 what happens, right? A guy like him gets a big contract, gets the contract. This happens, an incident happens, he gets cut. He's still got a lot of money in the bank from the deal, even though most of it's voided. And someone's going to swoop in and sign him for cheap. And then he's end up having he's going to be a steal for the year for some team. What do you think the odds of him getting signed are? And where do you think he might end up?
Honestly, I don't think the odds are as high as you think of him getting signed this year, because the medicals are not good. And here's the thing is, he has a good reputation in the league. This is the really disappointing part for the Raiders, is that Christian Wilkins has always been considered a hard worker. He doesn't screw around. He shows up. He takes it seriously. For whatever reason, he just had a fundamental disagreement with the Raiders about his foot, about whether or not he should have this additional surgery. And so other teams will look at his entire body of work, and they'll probably take a chance on him on that aspect. But the foot,
Pete Carroll, Pete Carroll made in May was affirming that Wilkins had been doing, quote, everything he needed to do in order to get back in the field, right? So I mean, that it gets kind of complicated. Okay, we hear the medical's not there, he wasn't doing, but then his coach said he was. I mean, you're right. The medicals are going to be it. If he can pass a medical, though, he's going to go somewhere cheap this year.
Yeah. If he can pass the medicals, he'll go somewhere. But I don't expect that he'll be healthy. Like, he'll go somewhere and he'll play maybe a game or two, and then he'll injure in because it's already injured, and then he'll be God knows how long.
Hey, Cincinnati, you need all the help you can get.
I don't know how much help he's going to be, though, and that's the thing. Or maybe he'll surprise us all. Maybe he, his rehab, like, make it out and play on a foot fracture for a whole season. Like, that would be incredible. But, I don't know. It's one of those things. Like, I'm not like, I don't hate Christian Wilkins. Like, I'm not happy to see him go. Like I was with Devontae Adams, because
Right.
he didn't shit on the team. He just, for whatever reason, had a fundamental disagreement with the Raiders about what needed to be done with his foot, but it's yet another in a long list of Raiders free agent signings, like, where we're like, we spend a lot of money to bring in a guy that, we expect to contribute, and then he just shits the bed for whatever reason.
Luke is like, he needs to go to somewhere quiet like Buffalo, but I don't know if Buffalo's going to be that quiet this year with their new stadium and being on Hard Knocks. And look, they're got to be one of the favorites in the AFC to go to the AFC Championship game, if not the Super Bowl this year. I don't know how quiet Buffalo is going to be. Yeah, but it comes down to medicals. If the guy can pass medicals, someone's going to take a stab. Since he needs all the help they need on defense. I mean, Joe Burrow's, look at Joe Burrow's at camp healthy for the first time in years. He's healthy coming into camp. That offense is just going to be, he said the town, not the team. Yeah, Buffalo's kind of a quiet time, I guess. But so Cincy, and like that defense needs all the help they can get, because that offense is going to be insanely good this year. Looks like the offensive line, they added some more pieces to protect Joe Moore. Not that he needs much protection. That offense is going to be ridiculous. They just in a defense. Like, Cincy is the most dangerous team I'm not worried about. Does that make sense? Like, I'm worried about them because I know it's going to have to be a shootout, but I'm not worried about their defense. I can score on them. I just have to get one stop, and I win the game. And because they don't look like they can stop anything.
Yeah. I mean,
dude, Buffalo has its issues too.
Yeah, but I feel like even without a defense, Burrow, he almost got them in the playoffs last year without a defense.
Yeah,
so
I know.
And that was injured. So I feel like, Burrow can. I feel like he's still somebody that you can't count out. And with them, you know how everyone likes to defer. No, when I play Cincy, I take the ball first so I can have the ball last, and hope I have the ball last. That's what it is. I mean, Cincy, like, you worry about, but you don't, because they have no defense. They need defense. Lucas says Cincy is hood as fuck, but I would say Buffalo isn't like, yeah. Buffalo's no Candyland either.
Yeah.
I've been to Buffalo before, and it's, let me tell you.
Yeah. Not a place I'd like to go vacation.
No.
Not that I'd go vacation in Cincy either. But Cincy needs a defense a lot more than Buffalo does. It'll be interesting to see where he ends up. Yeah, you stay in Kentucky. Oh, that's true. You can stay in Kentucky.
I don't know that he'll be cheap, though, because the Raiders voided a lot of they voided like $35 million worth of guarantees.
Yeah, but he still got money. Let me see if they updated the money, his dead money. I believe that he's still getting a good amount of money out of this from when he signed.
Yeah. Which is incredible.
I mean, if I were him, yeah, let me see. Wilkins, let's see, should be down here in dead cap. Yeah. He's, oh my God. Dude, you're dead cap. You know how much money you have in dead cap right now? We'll call it 84.3 million. It's close enough. Christian Wilkins dead cap $29,775,000 in dead cap this year. Let's see if he's got dead cap next year. For 2026, no. All your dead money is gone. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, all your dead money is gone. So good for that. But you got some dead cap on him this year, so he got some money coming. Oof. That hurt. That hurt.
But I think that number can still go down after arbitration too.
Yeah, with the grievance. Oh no, I don't think it could go down because he's the one filing the grievance. It could go up if he gets more money out of him. The arbitration won't take money away from him. It's him filing a grievance with how he was cut and voided. If he wins that grievance, then you lose $35 million.
Well, if he wins the grievance, but it's from what I was reading, like if the Raiders win that grievance, like that, the dead cap money will actually adjust again. It'll adjust lower. From what I was reading, like next year he's supposed to have a dead cap number of like 55 million, but that'll go down.
Well, no, there's no dead cap for next year. It's only for this year.
So the Raiders chose to take it all this year instead of spacing it out over 2 years. Because you said 29 million. Well, 29.
29.7, and there's no dead cap for next year.
Yeah, because they took the 55 too. Because next year he was supposed to have a $55 million dead cap.
That's according to Over the Cap. Good morning, Mitch. Oh, geez. There he goes with the drooling again, I tell you. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens there. There's still some interesting free agents out there. No more retirings this week that I've seen. I didn't see any retirements over the weekend, did you? Usually they do. Let's see. What they should. Yeah, you're right, Luca. I mean, he's going to be an interesting case. I wonder if he's going to play this year. And if so, where? I'm kind of thinking Cincinnati's got to be kicking the tires. They got to be kicking the tires on anyone on defense right now, though. So, I mean, I'm surprised they didn't try to re-sign Eli Apple. Now he's out there with the 49ers. Some crazy stuff. There is some other good news. Who was it? Was it Scary Terry reported to camp, even though he doesn't have the contract? Usually, though, they get to camp. A situation like that, a contract follows pretty quick. So it looks like the Scary Terry stuff in Washington is going to end soon. But you still got Cincinnati with Hendrickson not signed. They still haven't signed their first-round draft pick. Jesus, Luca. Nick's 3 is retired. Jesus. So there's some interesting stuff still out there. And Cincinnati just, all head coaches look like they've aged the second they become head coaches, man. You go from think about it, as an offensive or defensive coordinator in this league, you've got some pressure, right? You've got your side of the ball that you designed the plays for and everything else, and that's it. Man, head coaching, you got everything on your lap. It adds. I mean, it's like you watch guys who become president, and you watch after their first 4 years, and they look like they've aged 40 years. They signed Shamar Stefan. Okay, let me look up Cincy too, see what they did this weekend. They've got issues though in Cincy. I mean, and Burrow looks great. And that's the thing. Like Burrow looks really, really good right now. Oh yeah, they did sign him. Okay, good. Yep, that happened on Saturday. Well, thank goodness for that for them at least. So the guy said, "Yeah, I'm not going to go get in trouble with the law." Now they just got to sign Hendrickson.
Good luck. Yeah. They have the money. If they wanted to sign him, they would have signed him.
Well, like they keep offering deals, but he wants certain guarantees that they're just not willing to give him. I get it because he's on the other side of not young. There you go. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, so they reached an agreement on average annual value of the extension. It's what. Hey, guess what? It's what normally holds up these contracts. The guarantee.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's become a theme, man, between extensions and second round picks. And, you know, I'm wondering what the next CBA is going to look at. You know, the NFLPA is going to be trying to push for fully guaranteed contracts across the board. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it should happen. Let me clarify that. Because to say the second I say it's not, I don't think it's going to happen. It happens, right? I don't think it should happen. I honestly, the fully guaranteed. Look how well the Deshaun Watson contracts worked out.
Look at Christian Wilkins.
Yeah.
Now the Raiders have to eat $80 million in cap. For what? Yeah. Like, for the dude played 5 games, and we've given the dude how much money? Like, because we guaranteed a huge chunk of his contract, and now we're on the hook for that, even though the dude played 5 games for us.
And I know we're picking out, you know, we're kind of cherry picking with that, right? Because obviously there's some guys who sign contracts and everything works out like it's supposed to, you know, and it happens that way maybe more times than not. But yeah, you know, I mean, the guarantee is like, dude, okay, the only thing where I can kind of argue with the players, like, well, when they become like a cap casualty. If everything's guaranteed, there are no more cap casualties. Okay, I get that. But right now, not being fully guaranteed is also kind of a guarantee for the team. Like, if you start to suck, they're not going to have to pay you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't blame them, though. At this age, you know, these guys get older, man. I get it. You want to get that last payday. But, I mean, dude, like, if they get injured, there's protections. But you sign a 4-year deal, you know, and after year 2, you fall off big. Then the team should have the right to cut you and not pay you if you're not performing anymore. I mean, to that, I agree with ownership. They should be able to cut you if you're not performing and not pay you that big money anymore. If you're no longer worth what they're paying you, they should be able to get rid of you and not have to carry a bunch of dead money. I get what players want, though, because, like, yeah, but we've earned the money, but you're paid for, you know, when you get a contract, it's based off of what the team thinks you're going to do, not what you've already done. Like, that mindset needs to go away.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be interesting, but at least since he's got one piece signed.
I don't agree with fully guaranteed contracts across the board. But I also think, like, with Hendrickson, he hasn't really shown any signs of slowing down yet. I mean, last year, isn't he coming off, like, he had double-digit sacks last year, too?
Big year last year. I think, big, like, year. With him, you could do, like, a 4-year deal with 2 years guaranteed, 2 years, the last 2 could be voidable. I think that might be a little more palatable. And I mean, and actually, I think that would be more of a kind of a compromise by both.
I think even a 3-year deal with the last year being voidable, like they offered a 2-year deal with 1, or a 3-year deal with 2 years being voidable. I would say just up it by 1 year. Give him 2 years guaranteed, 1 year that's voidable. Like, he get, you know, and give him up his guarantee a bit, like, in from 28 million, you know, like, give him 2 guaranteed years.
I have a feeling they'll get there before camp ends. I mean, it sounds like they're at this point they're pretty close, right? Dorn's like, dude, he's not worth 40 million. He's horrible against the run. Dorn thinks he's trash against the run. But right now,
17 sacks a year says different.
Yeah,
like,
that's what you're paying for.
Your sacks, dude, and so, yeah,
you're paying that man to be a sack machine. That's the thing. Let's look at the Washington Commanders. We'll see if something broke today. I can't. The Redskins here. Okay, yeah, McLaurin's at camp. The last thing reported was Saturday that he was at camp. But normally, if these guys report, the contract's not far behind. So I'm just wondering if he's going to get the 32 to 33 million a year he's looking for. That should be interesting. Maybe we'll see something today on that. That would be nice.
I mean, at this point, like, if they're not willing to give you 33 million, I mean, but they're willing to give you 30, are you really gonna walk away for over 3 million? Like, it's better to think.
Brian Urlacher walked away over $1 million.
Yeah, but that's because they were offering him like 2 million. They were offering him like 2 million, and he felt he was worth like 3, or they were offering him 5, and he felt like he's worth 6 or something.
They offered him 3, and he wanted 4, and he walked away over the million.
Yeah, there's a difference between that and 30 million versus 33 million. Like, it's still better to bank 30 million than it is to not bank 33. Like,
that's true. Yeah, I think we'll see a scary Terry contract this week. Usually these things, if they can report to camp, that means things are usually headed in the right direction for them, for both sides. But Trey Hendrickson's going to be something to watch. Cincy needs help on defense because that offense is going to be rolling. Bears news, Luther Burden III hit the practice field.
Did he sign a contract already?
Yeah, Luther got a contract. He had a small injury. He was off the field. He's back on the field learning as the Bears start doing the installs for the offense and defenses. Jalen Johnson's still out with injury. He's probably out in a week or two for camp, but old vet, not as concerned with him missing some camp as you would be, as I am the rookie. So some guys are some teams are getting some guys back who had minor injuries they got during OTAs and stuff like that. Unfortunately, we've already had one rookie tear an ACL. That's bad, but it happens. Not for the Bears. I mean, just in general in the NFL, we had one of the teams lose their first round pick. But that happens every year. There's a pick or two, a couple guys that get hurt and miss their rookie years. We saw that with J.J. McCarthy last year, for example. So there's always at least one a year. I'm just happy we're getting a football game Thursday, man. I mean, it's not going to be much, but something. Yeah.
I mean, the Hall of Fame game is, sometimes I watch it, sometimes I don't. But, I'm just ready for football to start. Like real football, even like preseason now, I'll watch, maybe, I don't know. They don't play the starters as much anymore, in preseason.
Yeah.
It's like they give them a series instead of a quarter, Although sometimes, preseason can be fun to watch with the young guys because, you got that guy who's like on the cusp of making the team and he's balling out in the preseason. But it always disappoints me because that guy, he barely ever makes the squad. It's like you see him killing it in the preseason and you're like, oh man, this guy, he's going to make the roster. And then the last cut, he's on the last cut and you're like, why did I even invest my like I should have known he wasn't going to make the roster, Then he ends up a practice squad guy or something.
Oh, Luca, Bears fans are delusional with ticket prices for week 1. Dude, it's not just Bears fans. It's the NFL in general. Yeah, I looked at tickets for week 1, and I was talking like in the nosebleeds, you're talking like $350 a piece. That's a Chicago for you, man. It's like, in week 3 against the Cowboys, Luca, is even more expensive than Monday Night Football week 1 in Chicago. Those tickets are over $400. For me to go to week 3 costs the wife and I like $1,000 to go. You figure after tickets, ticket fees, right, with Ticketmaster, whatnot. I mean, you're looking at $1,000 for 2 tickets. For Monday Night Football week 1, you're looking for 2 tickets about $800, $900. Yeah, ticket prices are ridiculous.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Luca, you're going to spend some money. The cheapest Chicago tickets we could find were in Baltimore, and they started at $135 in Baltimore. But my wife has informed me we're not going to Baltimore for the game. ticket prices in general are very expensive across the NFL. Luka is funny because Luka can really, he travels so much. I'm sure, Bears tickets are probably comparable to what you paid for in New York or maybe LA or any of the other big markets. But yeah, dude, football tickets are ridiculous.
Vegas tickets are $400 for nosebleeds too.
Jeez.
Doesn't matter the game. They could be playing the Panthers. It's $400. It's crazy. That's why I haven't been to a game in Vegas.
Oh, why, Mitch.
Yeah.
Mitch. Dude.
As much as I love that preseason shit talk, if I was the Lions fans, I would just wait.
Yeah.
I would wait because there's a decent chance that the wheels fall off your entire organization, dude.
So you're saying Bears tickets are more expensive than any other opponent that you guys play? Well, it's Monday Night Football. It's opening week, and those aren't even the most expensive tickets in Chicago. The most expensive ones I've seen, that I only looked at weeks 1 and 3. Week 3 is more expensive than week 1, Luca. So be happy you're not going to go see them play the Cowboys. That ticket's even more. Look, it's week 1. It's Monday Night Football. Tickets are going to be expensive. It's Chicago. Everyone wants to go. It's a major city. They know they're going to get money. Yeah. Oh, yeah, they're going to get the money. They know it.
Aren't you guys playing the Lions?
Week 2 in Detroit.
Oh, so it's week 1. You guys got the Vikings?
Yeah, $550 for Turf Club. Okay.
Yeah. Are you talking about in Vegas?
No, he's talking that's in Chicago for week 1.
I don't know what Turf Club is.
It's probably like the club level is usually like the 200 sections. I think it's the 200s. So better seats, not the nosebleeds. The nosebleeds are expensive. But dude, you're talking Chicago. It's not like a small town like Minneapolis. And there's money there, unlike Minneapolis. So guess what?
Dude.
Good morning, Philip.
$500 for a single football ticket is ridiculous.
Dude, I saw a World Series game for less money.
Yeah.
For
$500, you should be able to sit on the bench next to the players. It's crazy.
There you go. He says in Vegas, the Wynn Club was cheaper and great seats. No, he's not out indefinitely. He's gonna be back by they're saying towards the end of camp unless something just broke. If you're telling me something just broke, Philip, but what I saw this morning, they're still tracking him to be back in time for the season. Yep, flip a coin on the whole division, Dorn. NFC North, flip a coin. It's going to be a fun division of football to watch, and so is the AFC West. The AFC North is going to be fun to watch. The NFC West is going to be interesting. That has some possibilities of being interesting.
Because of how bad it's going to be.
Yeah, in some ways, though, San Francisco, you kind of
San Francisco is going to be a shit show.
We say that, but they end up winning games. Arizona with the Keebler Elf.
Arizona is what's going to make that division interesting, in my opinion, because they started to come on last year at the end of the season. They just couldn't outduel the Rams and for the division. But I expect San Francisco is not going to be very good this year, and Seattle. I expect Seattle to be even worse because they didn't fix their offensive line, and then they went and got Sam Darnold. So I think Seattle's not going to be good. To me, that's a 2-horse race between the Rams and the Cardinals. And the Rams look like the favorites early on.
NFC East is going to be fun with the Commanders, trying to stay where they, look, they overachieved last year getting to that NFC Championship game, I think. It'll be interesting to see if they can maintain the level they ended the year at last year. They tried in the offseason to compensate for that with some of the signings they made, but I think they just had lightning in a bottle last year, and it's kind of hard to recapture that 2 years in a row. Tampa's going to be good, but like I said, Tampa just lost their rookie defensive end. to a torn ACL. I mean, that hurt. Yeah, Dorn, I agree with you on this one. I think the Giants are going to be a lot better than people think. That defense is going to keep them in games. The offense is going to probably look at you figure with the guys they've got in the quarterback room, they're already better. Even I get it. You know, Dart might be the starter, but I don't know. I think they're already better.
I think they should start Dart. Honestly, I think they should start Dart. Like, I don't think Russ is going to do well for them.
No.
Just being honest. Like, I think they should keep Jameis because, you know, you're going to need a backup. And, like, once the Russ experiment is over.
And Jameis isn't it seems to be not a bad guy to have in a locker room from what you've seen him around the league. So it seems like a good guy you want in your locker room and a good backup quarterback to boot. And, you know, Phillips says he likes the Rams, but he has the 49ers as a dark horse. And that's I just can't count the 49ers out yet, even though they just signed Eli Apple, which doesn't really exude confidence in their defense when Eli Apple is your guy because he always gets burned for the big play. Kansas City's going to be interesting this year. You know, they're always interesting to watch. I just think they're going to decline a little bit more. It's still their division. But I think this could be a year where they lose that division finally.
Yeah, I think the Chargers could take it.
Yeah. Yeah, well, as we get closer, we'll do our predictions for division champions. You know, who's going to win each division. There are going to be some interesting races, but for the North, I can tell you right now, for me, it's still flip a coin. It is so flip a coin, the NFC North. I mean.
Did you see that in the AFC North? So Aaron Rodgers' first pass in training camp was a pick, and people were like losing their minds over it. Like, oh, you know, it's such a bad.
Uh-oh. Looks like Joe froze. Yeah, I know. I'll try to finish this thought, but like, you know, people making a big deal about stuff like that. Like, oh my God, someone threw a pick. Oh my God, it's camp, dude. It's camp. I'm not concerned about picks. Part of that's defense. Are you back, Joe? There you go. You froze for a second.
Yeah, stupid internet. But yeah, it's like, dude, he's playing the Pittsburgh defense. Actually, too far from my router. I'm not that one dude from Chicago, and it has nothing to do with the Bears. But you remember that dude?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the dude from Chicago that used to like have to get on the McDonald's.
See, you wandered too far away from the router again, Joe. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Philip, when the pads come out, hopefully the injuries lessen a little bit. I'm just happy we're at that point that we're going to start to see something real. And I'm not freaking out about the interceptions that quarterbacks are throwing at camp. I'm not too concerned. This is the time they're going to throw a lot of them. And they should throw a lot of them as they're trying to figure out where they can squeeze balls in. And the defense is probably a little ahead of the offense right now in most cases anyways. But, you know, quarterbacks are trying to get the feel for the receivers, their feel for new plays, you know, where they can put the ball, how they should put the ball. These are going to make those mistakes. And Rodgers throwing a pick in his first pass, big deal. Big deal.
It was intended for DK. I think that.
Yeah, so two guys trying to learn each other a little bit in situation. So, man, Joe, you need to get a lot closer to your router, man. But yeah, I'm not going to bite too much into that. Going back to Dorn's comment about the Giants, man, that defense, and they do have some weapons on offense. I think the Giants they might be this year's surprise team in the East. That's actually, if you think about the East, is actually a pretty good division, the NFC East.
I mean, I'll wait and see on that. I think the Giants, like, again, I know I've like kind of crapped on the Giants this offseason, but I like I like some of the things they've done. Like I think I just don't think they've done enough to be a good team yet. You know, like they have some good pieces, but they don't have enough good pieces to really threaten for the division, in my opinion. Like, you know, could they win 6, 7 games? Yeah, probably. Like that defensive line is looking nasty, dude. You know, that's they're probably gonna have 50 sacks between that defensive line, dude. Like, you know, but like who do they have playing corner? Like who's playing linebacker? It's people
Yeah.
you've never heard of. It's guys who should be washing cars. Like, you know what I mean? It's I don't know.
So
So
going back to the ticket thing too, the average ticket price in the NFL, you want about a range between $150 and $500 is the average NFL ticket price. What a range!
see, that's why I miss the good old Oakland Alameda County Coliseum. Because I used to get in 2010, 2011, I used to get season tickets $260, and it was 10 games, 26 games, $26 a game up on Mount Davis. And the thing about that Oakland Coliseum is there wasn't a bad seat in the entire place. Like it wasn't a huge stadium. It held like maybe 57, 58,000. And from Mount Davis, you could see everything perfect.
Interesting. From last year, the Green Bay Packers had the highest road ticket prices in the NFL. Average resale ticket price when the Packers visited was $397 last season, nearly $150 over the league average of $253. The Jaguars are the least expensive team to see on the road last year. The average resale, $119 was the average. When the Dallas Cowboys came to town, ticket prices rose 78% on average in each city they visited, the highest in the NFL. Here's the interesting NFL teams with the most expensive home tickets. Guess who was number one last year?
Mhm.
The
Kansas
Las
City?
Vegas Raiders. Kansas City was second. The Raiders' average ticket price for home games, $517.03. The Chiefs were $468.20.
See, I told you, man.
The Bears weren't even on the top 10. You know, it's funny. Who finished out the top 10? The Detroit Lions, $310. Interesting.
Got to pay for that new stadium.
Yeah. The teams with the most expensive road tickets last year were the Packers at 1. They edged out the Cowboys by a whopping 80 cents per ticket. Then come the Bills, Kansas City, and they go down. Just really interesting. Ticket prices just like teams. Okay, visiting NFL teams that increased ticket prices the most last year. The Cowboys were number 1. The Dolphins, believe it or not, number 2. The Packers were number 5. And the Lions were number 10 on that list last year. Teams that decreased ticket prices the most, the Chargers decreased tickets 56% when they travel. The Giants, 52%. Interesting. I mean,
Well, that's because the Chargers don't have any fans.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, you know what? I'm not complaining about $26 tickets, man. I had a lot of good times up on Mount Davis.
I'm telling you, ticket prices, man, it's at the point where it's like, look, I can either buy a ticket for a game or an 85-inch TV. Let me think about that. Dorn asks about Browns tickets. I didn't see them. Let me see if they were on any of those lists because I didn't list every team. I don't think the Browns made the top 10 in any of those lists. So they were in the top 10 decreasers. They're not in the top 10 increasers. They're just middle of the pack, man. Here you go. Wait, Cleveland Browns are number 9 on the least expensive road tickets at $175.73 last year. I'll say they were on that list. And on the least expensive road ticket, they're number 9 on that list. So interesting that you want to pick up on the Browns there, Dorn. Are you planning on going to a Browns game? Ticket prices are insane. Like, we went to DC last year. We got 2 tickets, row 8, end zone for like $175 a piece. I mean, those were a steal. And it was early in the season. It was like, what, week 8? So, but we bought the tickets like week 2. So we got lucky with that. This year, I think Washington tickets are going to be a lot more. In fact, let's see. Oh, excuse me. Let me see how much Bears Commanders tickets are this year. I bet those tickets are going to be expensive. Bears Commanders tickets on StubHub right now range from here we go. See tickets. I hate StubHub, but hey, it is what it is. Actually, you know what? You can get section 408 for $142. All right, let's see if we can get something in the end zone here. Anything in the end zone? Anything in section 1? Nope. Section 330 might. Oh, wait. No, there's something down low. Well, here we go. Oh, no, you got some really expensive tickets. So, sitting where we were last year, though, you can still get some end zone tickets for around $215 a piece for the Monday Night Football Bears game in DC. Yeah, those are good seats. You're talking section 132, $215 a ticket. That's not bad. That's actually really good. Wow, so the Commanders still, and that's on StubHub. So if you're getting from the team, they're obviously cheaper. That's actually pretty good. Minnesota too nice to screw over fans, which is why we're affordable. Oh, geez, here we go.
Oh God, here we go.
Yeah.
Ken's buying those tickets as we speak. Those end zone tickets.
No, I'm not. No.
You want to have your heart broken again?
No, I don't want to pay for the travel and everything to go to the game.
So we're gonna get another Hail Mary finish in your end zone.
We went to that game last year because we were going there. My wife wanted to go to DC for something, and the Bears game happened to be the same time, so it worked out. We each got to do something we wanted to do. But yeah, and it was nice to go to that game. And we were going to be able to go to Chicago, but I didn't want to spend the money. Week 1 would have been the cheaper, but the problem is with the way we were going up there, we would have landed in Chicago 2 hours before the game, and then have to go to the hotel to at least drop off our bags and then get to our seats up in the nosebleeds. Like, after a full day of traveling, I wouldn't be enjoying that game. And for week 3, I have to stay in Chicago for like an extra 5 days. And I'm like, I'm not spending an extra $1,000 in hotels and another, $400, $500, $600 in food and entertaining ourselves for between now then and the game. And it just, I'm better off coming home watching it on the TV, to be honest. I'd enjoy it better. So, I mean, yeah, Green Bay still has cheap tickets. 2 seasons ago in row 1 end zone Lambeau because they gave up on Love and booed him all game. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. $100 for those tickets. Yeah, I mean, you can look at. There's still some deals to be had in the league. But I mean, you go to some of the bigger markets, New York, Chicago, LA. It's going to be Detroit's really expensive because they're really good right now. Chicago's really expensive because of the hype train, right? Because all the hype train on Caleb and everything, and they know they can get the Bears fans are going to spend the money, and they don't care about Luka coming in from Minnesota. They know some guy in Chicago is willing to pay that money. They don't care about the guy like Luka coming in from another town. They really don't. Chicago is one of those cities where the opposing team, well, it matters, but it doesn't matter. Like, they're going to get their money, but then when the Cowboys come to town, they're going to jack that price up even more because it's the Cowboys. And they know people are going to pay, especially for the Bears and Cowboys this year with Eberflus coming back as a DC. Oh, yeah, that's going to be a hot ticket. So, some of these teams know they're going to get their money. Yeah, NFL tickets are expensive. I wonder how much NOLA tickets are. I don't know. The Dome is a nice place to see a game. I mean, I enjoyed the game there.
No, I was just laughing because they're probably giving out free po' boys with the ticket, like shrimp po' boys, like you know.
I don't want to do StubHub. Let's do Ticket.
New Orleans is not going to be good this year.
No, they're not. They're going to be terrible this year,
And I
probably.
think the ticket prices will probably reflect that.
All right, for the Saints, and of course, I mean, whether you're doing StubHub or Ticketmaster, you're always paying fees and stupid stuff. But okay, let me see. So let's go to Saints Cardinals opening week. Let's see how much tickets are at the Caesars Superdome. I bet they're pretty cheap, and they got a pretty good system of getting you in and out of that stadium too. What do you think the ticket ranges are going to be there as it's loading here on Ticketmaster?
For nosebleeds, I'm thinking like $100.
Row 609, section 609, row 25. So pretty much near the top, $54.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go low. What's looking like? Let's get some end zone tickets. Let's see what section 129 in the end zone is. Oh God,
$200.
I could be row 1 in the end zone, $922 per ticket. Wow. Let's go back a few rows. Row 15, $167 per ticket. There you go.
Yeah.
Row 8 is still $196 per ticket. That's reasonable. Let's go sideline on the visitor side. Yeah, let's go on the visitor side sideline. Section 114 sounds like a good place to look. Let's see how cheap tickets are, how close we can get to the field for under $500. Oh my God, they got so many tickets available here. Their website, God, is terrible. Here we go. This is row 1, section 112, $854 per ticket. If you go back a couple rows, row 7, you're paying $319 per ticket. That's actually not too bad. Actually, not too bad for Saints tickets. I mean, as cheap as $55, as high as almost $1,000, depending on where you sit. But like if you're paying for $1,000 and you're sitting like row 1, that's different than spending $1,000 for $2 at the top of the stadium in Chicago. But let's look at Chicago tickets because that's what Luka cares about. They're super expensive, even on Ticketmaster. And you know the resale is even worse. Bears tickets. Oof. All right. Week 1 against the Vikings. Let's see what's out there for Luka. Poor Luka. We might be saying Luka right to the. Yeah, it might not drop, Luka. It might not drop. Well, Chicago is cheap because if you stay at a hotel downtown, you can walk to the stadium too. TickPick is the best site. Is the PMK. Oh, yeah, there's some good secondary market ones, but yeah, I'm not a big fan of having used StubHub. I used to in the past, but all right. So, oh my God, the cheapest NFL Bears tickets, $251. But what's it like for Luka section 111? You're looking at almost 40 tickets at $969 plus. If you're looking in the 200 section, you're looking at $500. That's what he was talking about $500. If you're in the nosebleeds, $315. That's insane. So let's see though, like, okay, when they play the Saints, let's see what those ticket prices are for the Saints game. And these are still on Ticketmaster, so you're not paying, the markups. You're just paying, you're not paying the StubHub, the guy added $50 to make a profit kind of stuff. The Saints, October 19th in Chicago. I bet those tickets are going to be cheaper. They range from $209 to $1,000. So they got cheaper. They got cheaper.
Still, $200 for nosebleeds is ridiculous, dude.
Yeah, section 446, row 26. Yeah. Yep. Do you want? I don't even want to know what the Green Bay tickets are going to cost. Bears tickets are expensive this year.
Gone are the days of $26 tickets, man.
Well, I think baseball is the same way. I think Cubs tickets dirt cheap, like real close to the field. So against the Packers, the ticket range goes from $254 to $1,300 a ticket.
Mm-hmm.
So you can just ticket prices, man. Ooh.
Giants tickets are expensive too.
Yeah. Ticket prices, it's probably cheaper to go. What team was it last year? They were saying it was cheaper for the fans to go to Europe than to go to a home game. It wasn't the Bears, but yeah. Why? Because we like good football, Luca. That's why. Ticket prices are insane, man. Depending where you go, I've been to a couple games in Carolina. Bank of America was a nice place to go see a game. For some teams, it's cheaper to go to Europe to see their team than it is to see them in the States. It's ridiculous. And to be honest with you, I'd almost rather do that because I can make a vacation, go see another country. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's actually not a bad idea. I know
go to London. Go to London and go to the game in London and go hang out in London for a few days.
No, the first game is in Ireland and the second game is in London. So, yeah, you could fly in the Friday of the first game, spend a day or two in Dublin, right? Then go to Cork for the game, and then, head over to London and spend a week in London. But if you've already been to London, maybe spend more time in Ireland. I don't know. Yeah, but Luke, what I'm saying is baseball tickets used to be dirt cheap. Now they've tripled in price. They're still a lot more expensive than what they used to be. JB, background for the Tribune as of this week. Nice. Good morning, JB. Of course, JB is going to be on in about 2.5 minutes here on the network. Lions tickets have become really expensive. I've heard a lot of Lions fans over the last 2 years just complain about how much the tickets have gone up. Well, the team got good. When your team gets good, ticket prices go up. That's the way it normally works, unfortunately. Man, so the season ticket holders, man. Oof. Can you imagine if you've had these, some of these guys have had these tickets they've been in the family for decades, and now they have to give them up because they just can't afford them anymore. I guess that's one way to cycle through some season ticket holders. So, yeah, we'll see if Luca gets all the away games. Oh, there you go. Plans 4 days in Ireland, 4 days in Istanbul. Really? So he's doing some extra travel. Istanbul and Budapest. And then back to London. Damn, Luca. Can I come? I need Luca to take me on the road with him. Jeez. Nah, the wife wouldn't allow that one.
Be careful in Istanbul. I hear it's a rough place. Beautiful city.
Being a tourist in Europe right now is not not that safe to begin with.
No, Istanbul is, it's the former Constantinople. There's a lot of history there. There's a lot of beautiful architecture, a lot of nice stuff. But I hear it's kind of dangerous, certain parts.
That'll be a really cool city to see. So stay safe, Luca. And tomorrow, of course, maybe we'll have some more camp news from today as teams ramp up practice day. Pads are coming soon, guys. We got a game Thursday, so we'll ramp up for that Thursday morning. Ken's on vacation. JB is next. Anything else going on this Monday, Joe? I can't think of anything. No, just another Monday morning. Enjoy your work week, guys. Joe and I will be back tomorrow while Ken's on vacation. And Luca updates us on his travel plans. Yeah, week 1 in Chicago is going to be expensive, dude. It's going to be expensive. Everyone, have a great day. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Peace.